Hey everyone, and welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today, we're diving into a potentially massive shift in the AI landscape, something that could impact every single one of us. Imagine a world where AI development is completely unregulated for the next decade. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? Well, this could become reality sooner than you think. But here's the real kicker. This move, seemingly a gift to big tech, might actually backfire spectacularly. Stay with me, because the details are wild. All right. Let's break down what's happening. Republicans, led by House Energy and Commerce Committee Chairman Brett Guthrie, are trying to sneak a provision into President Trump's big, beautiful bill that would prevent states from regulating AI for 10 whole years. 10 years. That's an eternity in the tech world. This means no state could enforce any laws on AI models, AI systems, or automated decision systems during that period. 404 Media first spotted this little gem, and it's causing quite a stir, to say the least. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, major tech companies like Meta, OpenAI, and Alphabet have been actively lobbying the White House to oppose state-level AI regulations. They argue that these regulations stifle innovation and investment. Remember last year when California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed what would have been one of the nation's most comprehensive AI laws? OpenAI was right there, leading the charge against it. So, on the surface, this federal provision looks like a huge win for these companies. They get a decade of free rein to develop and deploy their AI technologies without worrying about a patchwork of state laws holding them back. Of course, Congress has been talking about federal AI policies for ages, but those efforts haven't gone anywhere. Big tech CEOs have been working overtime to cozy up to the White House, and Trump even appointed venture capitalist David Sachs as his AI and crypto czar. So, everything seems to be falling into place for Silicon Valley, right? Not so fast. This is where things get complicated and potentially very messy. Here's the first major hurdle. Republicans themselves are divided on this proposal. Even some of the most vocal big tech critics are raising concerns. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, for example, is firmly against the moratorium. He believes states should be able to experiment with different regulatory approaches to address the issues posed by AI. He emphasized the importance of federalism, arguing that states should have the autonomy to create regimes that work best for them. Hawley also stressed the need for sensible oversight to protect people's liberties in the face of rapidly advancing AI technologies. On the other side of the aisle, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas is very supportive of the principle of national AI standards. He wants a unified, national approach, drawing parallels to President Bill Clinton's light-touch regulatory approach to the Internet in the 1990s. Cruz believes that a national framework is essential to winning the AI race. This highlights a fundamental debate. Should AI regulation be handled at the state level, allowing for experimentation and adaptation to local needs, or should it be governed by a single, national standard? But the biggest challenge of all lies in the legislative process itself. The House Energy and Commerce Committee will debate this provision, but even if it passes the House, it faces a tough road in the Senate. Republicans are trying to use a special procedure called reconciliation to push Trump's bill through, bypassing a likely Democratic filibuster. However, reconciliation requires that all provisions in the bill be primarily fiscal in nature. And, as Bloomberg News has pointed out, it's highly unlikely that this AI provision meets that criteria. This fiscal nature requirement is critical. To meet it, the provision must have a direct and significant impact on the federal budget. The argument that preventing state regulations will boost AI innovation, leading to economic growth and increased tax revenue, might be seen as too indirect and speculative. If the Senate parliamentarian determines that the AI provision doesn't meet the fiscal test, Republicans will be forced to strip it out of the bill or risk losing the special procedure that prevents a Democratic filibuster. This puts the entire AI regulation freeze in serious jeopardy. Now, let's talk about why this could backfire on big tech. Imagine a scenario where this provision actually passes. For 10 years, states are powerless to regulate AI. What happens then? Well, if AI development goes unchecked and unforeseen problems arise, like widespread job displacement, algorithmic bias leading to discrimination, or even security vulnerabilities, public trust in AI could plummet. This lack of trust could lead to a massive backlash, ultimately resulting in far more stringent regulations down the line, potentially crippling the industry. Think about it. If people feel like AI is being developed without any regard for their well-being, they're going to demand action. This could manifest in the form of grassroots movements, consumer boycotts, and intense pressure on lawmakers to enact sweeping regulations. So, while a 10-year free-for-all might seem appealing in the short term, It could create a ticking time bomb for the AI industry. A more measured approach, involving collaboration between federal and state governments and incorporating ethical considerations from the outset, might be a far more sustainable path forward. Let's dig a bit deeper into the potential harms of unchecked AI development. Algorithmic bias, for instance, is a serious concern. AI systems are trained on data, and if that data reflects existing societal biases, the AI will perpetuate and even amplify those biases. This can lead to discriminatory outcomes in areas like hiring, lending, and even criminal justice. For example, an AI-powered hiring tool trained on data that predominantly features male candidates might unfairly disadvantage female applicants. Without regulation, these biases could become deeply embedded in AI systems, exacerbating existing inequalities. To combat algorithmic bias, a key area of research is explainable AI, or XAI. XAI aims to make AI decision-making processes more transparent and understandable. Techniques like SHAP, Shapley additive explanations, and LIME, local interpretable model-agnostic explanations, can help to identify which features are most influential in an AI's decisions, allowing developers to detect and mitigate biases. However, without regulatory pressure, there's less incentive for companies to invest in XAI and ensure that their AI systems are fair and unbiased. As outlined in the paper Explainable AI, a review of machine learning interpretability methods by Christoph Molnar, the choice of interpretability method is crucial for understanding the underlying logic of AI systems and mitigating potential biases. Molnar, C. 2020. Interpretable Machine Learning. LeanPub. Another critical area of concern is the vulnerability of AI systems to adversarial attacks. These are carefully crafted inputs designed to fool an AI into making incorrect decisions. For example, a self-driving car could be tricked into misinterpreting a stop sign as a speed limit sign, potentially leading to a collision. Similarly, a facial recognition system could be fooled by a specially designed pattern on someone's clothing, allowing them to bypass security measures. Without regulation, there's a risk that companies will prioritize speed over security, leaving AI systems vulnerable to malicious actors. To address the privacy concerns associated with AI, techniques like differential privacy are gaining traction. Differential privacy adds noise to data in a way that protects the privacy of individuals while still allowing for meaningful analysis. However, implementing differential privacy can be complex and requires careful consideration of the trade-off between privacy and utility. As Dwork et al. Explain in their seminal work, Algorithmic Foundations of Differential Privacy, achieving strong privacy guarantees often comes at the cost of reduced accuracy. Dwork, C. Roth, A. 2014. The Algorithmic Foundations of Differential Privacy. Foundations and Trends in Theoretical Computer Science. 9, 3-4, 265-339. So what's the takeaway here? This seemingly straightforward attempt to give big tech a win could actually create more problems than it solves. A 10-year AI regulation freeze carries significant risks, potentially leading to a loss of public trust, a backlash against AI, and ultimately, more restrictive regulations in the future. The debate over federalism versus national standards highlights the complexities of AI governance. And the reconciliation process presents a major hurdle for this provision to even become law. The future of AI regulation is uncertain, but one thing is clear: a balanced approach, considering both innovation and ethical concerns, is essential for building a sustainable and trustworthy AI ecosystem. What do you think about all of this? Is a 10-year AI regulation freeze a good idea? Should AI regulation be handled at the state or federal level? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the AI Tech channel for more updates on the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.